chatted with
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
May I offer you one of our finest selections? Delicious, rich in protein, and locally produced right here in Idaho. Excellent choice, sir.
Satisfied dairy customer, I'll send.
Dad's home.
I'm home.
Did you get the good stuff?
He's bringing it up. He's going in. He scores!
It's that time.
Hello, friends, and welcome in to another IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network. This postseason broadcast is presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal Idaho College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Hello, everybody. Hayden Ulencott here, as well as Ty Kep. Yes, the Kendrick football coach, Ty Kep, made an appearance on Idaho Sports as we have a great first-round matchup in the 2A ranks of 8-man football between the home team, the Prairie Pirates, and the visiting Valley Vikings. Well, Ty, let's start with Valley. Valley comes in 6-3 on the year, 3-2 in conference. But the last 2 weeks have been the deciding factor of how Valley's season has gone. They played Raft River 2 weeks ago, won 42-26, and then Cary, you've experienced a lot of times with Cary, they were able to beat Cary 36-28. What's been your takeaway of Valley the last couple of weeks?
You know, they're on a roll. They're 100% on a roll. They got things rolling at the right time, and I think it's because of the run game. Brant Jones, Thomas Vargas, you know, they've kind of established that. More went away from the pass, running the football, and it's had a lot of success here at the end of the season.
Absolutely. You know, this is a team that you're going to see them run the ball predominantly through this game, and they've had a lot of success throughout the season. They even had success against Prairie. Well, yeah, these two teams played just, 6-8 weeks ago on week 2, where Prairie won 38-30. Well, that was probably the high mark of Prairie's season, that big win last week. They ended up losing to your Kendrick Tigers by 78-8. It was a solid, match for Prairie, but just not quite the outcome they were looking for. Before that, they had a 3-game winning streak against Clearwater Valley, Troy, and Potlatch. You probably know Prairie just as good as anybody since you saw them a week ago. What was your take heading into that game against a team like Prairie?
Prairie's a good football team. They're always a run football team, but this year they've kind of went to the pass, and they've had a lot of success. Hasselstrom's a great coach. He's been coaching a long time. He's in his second or third stint, I believe. But having him back, I think that helps them out a lot, and it motivates those kids. They play really hard for him.
Yeah, absolutely. They are the 3 seed heading into this, or the third seed in the rankings in the first round, but they are the 5th seed overall in the Max Preps. Valley comes in as the 6th seed in the tournament, yet the 9th overall. Once we get past the first round, then everything will reseed. That was just the play-in rankings and how everything worked out. Well, Valley will kick off to start this ball game. And kicking off will be Daniel Zamudio. And that's a deep, high kick and bounces out of bounds. I was watching him against Carey, and he could be a difference maker in this game. He puts teams in a really tough spot returning the ball.
Yes, and right there, that was kind of really high pooch kick. I think the wind kind of took it, maybe something he's not used to, but if that lands there and dies, I mean, that's a tough spot for Prairie to get to.
So starting out, Prairie will have it. Under center is the junior quarterback, Cade Quintal, and pitches it out to Levi Gearing. Gearing gets a nice block, cuts back, and powers forward for a solid 4. Bring up 2nd and 5. Second down, Prairie's a team, both teams rather, really are a hurry-up offense. You're going to see not a lot of huddles between these two teams, and they throw a quick screen out to Peyton Stamper. He cuts inside, takes a nice hit, and powers forward for the first down. What's it like preparing for a team, Ty, that doesn't huddle?
It's a lot quicker pace, so you got to get used to it in practice. You can't just take your time, go to a huddle, because if you're not lined up correctly and they hurry up to the ball, that could lead to a big score or a big gain for them.
New set of downs for the Pirates, Gearing in motion, and they hand it off to Shoemaker up the middle. The senior running back breaks a couple tackles, and he's to the 20, 10, all the way in. Chris Shoemaker with a quick score for Prairie to give them the 6-0 lead. If you're Ryan Hasselstrom, you couldn't have asked for a better start for this ballgame.
No, that's exactly right. We kind of talked before the game. Prairie they had some success passing. They just 3 run plays right in a row, drive down the field, touchdown.
And still, even as the 2-point conversion, they're lining up for a hurry-up offense. And a flag's going to stop everything. And back Prairie up on a 2-point conversion. They're going to split everything out. Not a look you see from the Pirates too often. Here comes Gearing. Looking to throw. And guard eligible.
Guard eligible right there.
Lane Mater on the reception. Ryan Hasselstrom always pulls some tricks up his sleeve, and there's another one. So after the first drive, Prairie leads it 8-0. We'll take a break, come back in just a bit on IdahoSports.com.
It's that time again. Time to get the health and
Be second down for Valley. They hand off. Zamudio breaks down the sideline. Lots of room, lots of space. No one's going to touch him. In for touchdown, Valley. Daniel Zamudio on a 77-yard touchdown to respond within a matter of seconds.
That was a good answer there by Valley. Prairie kind of punched him in the mouth on that first drive, and then they throw a punch right back.
It'll be the 2-point conversion for Valley. And nothing going. 2 points, no good. Prairie will stick with the lead. And it'll be an 8-6 lead. And we'll take another quick break and come back on IdahoSports.com.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2 or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the funds.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Prairie will have it for their second drive now, 1st and 10. Around 10 minutes left in this opening period. In motion comes Cooper Reener. They throw it out to Shoemaker and incomplete. It's a little chilly out today, Ty. Not gonna lie, it's kind of cold up here.
That wind gives a little bit of bite to it.
It does, and it makes it kind of difficult to deal with up here, and I'm sure down there as well. Second down, go to Levi Gearing with it. And he's got his knees taken out from there. Stoppage and play here. Ty, what'd you see? Just respotting?
I think so. Moved it back about a couple inches, I guess.
Hey, every inch matters.
Yeah.
I formation for the Pirates on 3rd and 5, and it's play action.
Wide open.
Into the flats, they find the freshman, Cooper Reener. Reener breaks to the outside, to the 30. He's got a lot of green grass. All the way in, Cooper Reener takes that one 40 yards. 57 yards, corrected myself there. And Prairie now. Another quick score. Not a lot of defense being played here.
No, I think this is one of those games, too, where these 2-point conversions are going to be very, very important.
Well, Prairie converted the first time. And Valley missed on there, so they'll try here for their second attempt. Into the flats, Shoemaker gets the 2. So it'll be 16-6. Only 9:22 left in the opening quarter. We're going to be going slow here. All right, we'll take a break, come back on IdahoSports.com.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Valley on the kickoff. Ball's on the ground. And Zamudio there to fall on it.
Who is a coach that makes you cringe?
It's a little scary there for
makes
sure.
You cringe.
Ty, we're going to be in here for a long ball game. If, you know, we're scoring on 1-2 play touchdowns. It's going to be quick.
Yep.
First down and 10 for Valley.
Vargas on the carry, picked up by Levi McElroy. Gained a couple on the play.
All right, 2nd and 7. They hand it off. Read option, rather. Brant Jones. Up to the far side. And finally brought down inside the 30 of Prairie. Another quick play. And another quick run. Valley and Prairie, not a lot of offense. Be 1st and 10 from the 39. Far side Vargas breaks off a tackle, hops one more into an end zone. Touchdown, Valley.
8:22 in the first still.
And typically, you know, when teams are running the ball like this, clock runs.
Yes.
And it's just consistent. So now a 2-point conversion for Valley. They missed on their first one. Jones rolling out, has time, and finds the receiver. That's Diego Damien, and no good. Well, we'll keep it here, recognize some of our power boosters. For Valley, it's the Roof Resource in Standley, VitaGlow Aesthetics and Infusions, as well as Northwest Seed in Hazleton. They have been a business serving the local area for over 22 years. Don't trust your crop to just any seed provider. Get yours from the #1 trusted seed dealer in Hazleton. Northwest Seed is a proud supporter of the Valley Athletics and want to wish the boys good luck at state. Ty, that's where you guys should go buy your seed.
No kidding.
You
might be a really long travel down south just to bring it back up here.
You need to look into that. All right, Southern Idaho Therapy Services invites you to come visit their team of experts dedicated to getting you back to the activities you love. Conveniently located by the Mendoca Memorial Hospital, they specialize in recovery from surgery and accidents, and they're excited to help you reach your goals to get back to the life you love. Southern Idaho PT is proud to support the local student athletes on their road to a state title. Good luck. Prairie, they are brought to you by Advanced Welding and Steel, Cloninger's Marketplace and Cottonwood Community Credit Union. 8:30. And it's 16-12. Lots of scoring. And Zamudio will kick it off for Valley, and that's a nice kick. Gearing gets it down around the 10-yard line. Makes one man miss, makes another one. Out to the far side and finally brought down at the 25. Shoemaker in motion for Prairie. Quintal on a throw into the flats, almost intercepted. Good defense there by Valley. It's Jacob Perez on the coverage.
Jacob Perez on the coverage for the Vikings, 2nd and 10.
Yep, 2nd down and 10, and Quintal will go under center. The far side Gearing. Can't fight off the tackle, gains 2. Now third and 7, Ty. You know, we think you'd look play action. Any other bright ideas that the Pirates might pull out here?
You know, with Hasselstrom, it wouldn't surprise me if we see a screen right here.
I think that's a pretty good observation if you've done a little game prep.
Yeah, they run, their screen passes are very well ran.
Well, they'll line up under center. Shoemaker in the slot. They roll out. Looking deep, Levi McElroy just overshot him. And now 4th down. So Ty, here's a question for you. You don't see a lot of 4th and 6ths in your time. What do you do here? Do you punt this? You're at the 35. You're at 30-yard line. Do you punt this or do you go for it?
You know, right now, I think they're gonna punt it. But just the way that the defensives have both been playing, I would go for it.
I don't think it's I don't think any decision's a wrong one, but, here's a field flipper.
Not a bad punt, though. That was a really good punt.
Nope, not at all. Down to the 5.
Oh,
it's bounced around into the 1. And now downed. And they're going to say a touchback, although I think Valley might have had a piece of it.
Thought he touched it before there.
First down and 10. Vargas to the far side, bounces it outside. Can't get past the open tackle. Well, that's the first time we've seen Prairie actually tackle somebody.
Good job there by Shoemaker, not letting him get around to the edge.
Second down and 10 under center. One more to Vargas, and finally brought down. Not a lot of gains there.
From the 23-yard line.
Little defensive substitution. We see Quintal and Prairie trying to figure out where they are lining up here.
Late sub from Prairie must be situational. Sub an extra DB in.
3rd and 7. Valley looking to pass. Jones has pressure, gets it away, and incomplete. Valley can't come up with it and gets the stop. Be 4th down. And now I think Valley is going to have to punt it away.
I think they're going to punt it now.
Well, finally we see some stops as we're halfway through the first quarter. I don't know how consistent of a theme it's going to be, but all right, the kicking duty, same as before. Zamudio to punt it away. And Gearing will track it down. Gets to the far side, has some blockers, got some room. Zamudio to beat. Fends him off and finally brought down right near the line of scrimmage. So although it was a good decision to punt, it's kind of a tough spot as a coach.
It is. Yes, that was a great return there. Puts him right at the 25. Kind of just didn't gain much ground there for Valley.
And now Prairie will have great starting field position. Speaking of Prairie, Advanced Welding and Steel is your local premier structural steel fabricator. AWS is looking for welders right here on the campus. Prairie, excellent play, top end benefits, no traveling, controlled environment, and family oriented. Contact them today at 208-983-7608. Quintal looking to throw across the middle, trying to find McElroy. Nothing there. You can also find Advanced Welding at Steel, IdahoSports.com. Go Pirates. And George F. Brocky and Sons would like to wish Prairie good luck this weekend. Hard count, nothing there for Prairie. Going to bring up third down.
Jesus Urias on the tackle, among others. Gain of a yard on the play, 3rd and 9 for the Pirates.
Play action for Quintal. Into the flats. Finds Stamper. Stays on his feet but loses the football. Gets it right back into his hands.
Had a little dribble there off the ground. Popped it back up to himself.
Enough for a Pirate first down, I believe. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
First and 10 for Prairie at the 15. Looking into the flats, Chris Shoemaker caught at his feet. Weaving through the defense, stops and dropped down at around the 6. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Prairie with the 16-12 lead. Be 2nd and 3. Valley presents a 4-man front. And up the middle to Levi Gearing. Running through tacklers. Inside the 5. Place him around the 2. Prairie in a good spot to score again.
First and goal for the Pirates. Looks to be right around the 3-yard line.
From the 2, up the middle, Chris Shoemaker.
Oh.
Ball on the ground again. It's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen the ball on the ground this afternoon.
Prairie's got pretty lucky so far with recovering all of them, but that might be something Coach Hasselstrom might talk to him after this drive. Got to protect the football.
Quarterback sneak on 2nd down, and he gets in. Cade Quintal from a yard out gets in. And Prairie extends their lead. So it'll be 22-12 with 3:30 here in the first quarter. 2-point conversion upcoming. Gearing in motion. Quarterback run on the far side. Quintal brought down from behind. Great defense from Thomas Vargas. And it'll be staying at 22-12. A couple other power boosters for Prairie. St. John's Hardware in Nez Perce would like to wish the Prairie Pirates good luck in today's game. St. John Hardware has Case IH tractors to handle tough jobs anywhere for farms, golf courses, and landscape sites. Rugged Farm All-Series C tractors from the Case IH have the strength and weight to handle the job. Their low center of gravity makes them a perfect fit for uneven hills and terrain. Low profile design allows them to get in tight areas when other tractors can't. So come on down to St. John Hardware in Nez Perce and look at their full line of Case IH inventory. Go Pirates. Ty, Case IH or John Deere?
Case IH all the way.
Oh, boy.
I'm a St. John hardware guy.
Prairie will get ready to kick this thing off. And out of bounds will be on the kickoff, so Valley will likely take it at the 40. Ty, I've seen you do this a lot. We watched it in the Logos game. I've seen it other places when, Kendrick has played. What's the thought process behind, taking it at the 40 or I guess the 35 or making a team re-kick?
A lot of the time it depends on who's back to return. If you have a dangerous returner and you want to get the ball in his hands and they keep kicking it deep, I'd go for the re-kick. But at the same time, if your offense is rolling, then I'd just take the ball right there at the 35.
Fair enough. Power boosters for Valley, the Roof Resource, Stanley, and Vita Glow Aesthetics and Infusions. First down and 10 for the Valley offense. Got to stop their last time around, and it'll be Brant Jones on the far side. And down after a gain of one, maybe. Levi Gearing there on the tackle.
Second and 10 for the Vikings.
That's better.
Offset.
Second down and 10. Valley hands it off to Vargas, and he's met by the Pirates' Chris Shoemaker. First one there. One of the best tacklers in the entire state in the 8-man classification. What'd you say you had, Ty? 100 and some tackles on the year?
Yes, I know he's averaging 11.7 a game, so that's up there around in the top 5, I think, for tackles per game.
We third down and 10 for Valley. 2:30 here in the first quarter. Brant Jones, pump fake, looking on the screen. Prairie's got it read out. Jones looking deep, and it's picked off by Levi McElroy at the 50-yard line. There's a flag down. And I think it's going to be a legal man downfield.
I think so.
It's a tough spot for an offensive lineman to be in.
Running that screen. So they're releasing upfield, and then quarterback chucks it upfield. That's.
If you threw it out of bounds, it's not a horrible decision. It's doable, but that's a tough one, and Prairie's going to have it in great field position at the 50. So first down and 10 right at midfield. 2:23.
Prairie's kind of settling in on defense now after those first 2 touchdowns, getting more aggressive, playing downhill.
Across the middle, Stamper. Caught for a gain of 9.
Picked up by Perez. 7 on the play, second and 3.
Be second down and 3 for Prairie. Gearing in motion. Looking to throw, pump fake, has a man downfield. Levi Gearing on the catch and the reception into the end zone. Great throw and catch on the fake screen, and Prairie with another score.
That was a great ball. Cade Quintala, it was a great ball. Let Levi run under it.
Comes up a little slow, but nonetheless, a huge lead now, 28-12, and we're still not even done with the first quarter yet. Prairie lines up in I formation. Stamper, who's at tight end now at the running back spot. Play action across the middle into the flats, picked off. What a great play by the defensive end for Valley, Jacob Perez. He's listed at 5'10". He looks a lot bigger than that.
He does. He looks like he's about 6'2".
Jeez, yeah, he's large. Some great supporters of Valley. Northwest Seed in Hazleton has been in business serving the local area for 22 years. Don't trust your crop or to any seed provider. Get yours from the #1 trusted seed dealer in Hazleton. Northwest Seed is a proud supporter of Valley Athletics and want to wish the boys good luck at state, as well as Southern Idaho Therapy Services. They invite you to come visit their team of experts dedicating you back to the activities you love. Conveniently located by the Minidoka Memorial Hospital. They specialize in recovery from surgery and accidents and are excited to help you reach your goals and get back to the life you love. Southern Idaho PT is proud to support local student athletes on their road to a state title. Good luck. Kickoff's returned by Zamudio. And down at the 25. First down and 10 for Valley. 117 or 137. Flat, got a light pole right in our face. Kind of hard to see the score, the clock. The wind stopped, which has been a luxury. It's typically not something you see here too much around Cottonwood. If you're Valley here, this is obviously the end of the quarter doesn't necessarily matter, but what do you got to do here on this drive to stay with Prairie right now? They're starting to roll.
I think try and have a long drive right here. Keep the ball out of Prairie's hands, kind of slow the pace of the game down, and they got to take care of the football. Can't have a turnover like the last one.
Be a run for Jones up the middle.
Jones on the carry up the middle.
Gets a solid 2 out of it. Bring up second down and 10. Another thing, and I think all teams shoot for this goal, is you want to have a manageable down and distance. You want to be in a spot where you're not on 3rd and 10 and you're forced to pass the ball.
Yeah, those 3 to 4 yard runs, those are good. There's nothing wrong with those. I think some teams they just get too worried about it, and then they try and throw it, get a sack or incomplete, and then they're in the 3rd and long. The runs on the 1st and 2nd downs are good.
Zamudio in motion. They hand it off to him on the short side, jet sweep, and met by Chris Shoemaker, nowhere to go. They've looked Daniels' way a lot in this game. He had the opening touchdown, I believe. He's had a great game, just trying to find consistency for Valley. More subs coming in for Prairie. Be 3rd down and 6 for the Vikings. 20 seconds left in the opening quarter. Jones looking to throw. No, it's a draw. And met by the Pirate defense. 4 guys there. And that just might be the last play of this opening quarter that's had, 40 points of scoring. And that will bring us to the end of one. So we'll step aside, take a quick break, and come back on IdahoSports.com.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2 or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the funds.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
more. Valley will have it 4th down and 6, and they hand it off. Up the middle, Thomas Vargas. Can't get there, and Prairie takes over.
Vargas on the carry, stop short of the line to gain. Ball be turned over on downs to the Pirates. 1st and 10 at the Vikings. Looks to be about the 29-yard line.
Be 1st down and 10 for Prairie. Be 1st down and 10 for Prairie. Leading 28-12 to start the 2nd quarter. Far side Shoemaker bounces off a tackle, gets to the outside, and gains 4.
Shoemaker on a carry, runs out of bounds about the 27. Blaine Jarvis on the tackle, 2nd and 8.
Prairie now going a little slower than what you saw earlier in that opening quarter. Now 2nd and 7 under center. Quintal pitches it out. Levi Gearing, he's back in. Gets a block from Lane Mater. Nice seal block, really gets to the 20-yard line. It's going to be close to a 1st down. And now 3rd and about 2.
About 7 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and a long yard for the Pirates, right at the 20.
The middle once more. Gearing, nowhere to go. Good defense there by Diego Arteaga. Now 4th down and inches.
4th and yard.
Huge play right here for Valley. You know, get that ball back, then they can try and drive down, score, cut the lead. But
if you're Prairie, this could be a real deciding moment for this 1st half for the Pirates. They pitch it out. Gearing cuts inside, gets the 1st down and more to the 10.
On the carry, brought down by Diego Arteaga. Fed all the way down to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Pirates. Timeout, Vikings. 1st timeout of the half.
And Prairie takes a timeout, so we'll take a break, get our camera figured out, and come back on Idaho Sports.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is.
Prairie will have it 1st down and 10. Quintal takes a snap, quarterback run up the middle. Gets 5, getting pushed by some Pirates, and brought down. Arteaga once again on the tackle. And now 2nd and 5 from around the 5-ish, yeah, and they hand off the middle. Gearing again. Prairie's really dialing in. You know, in the 1st half, they spread it around. This, so far to start off the 2nd quarter, it's been Gearing or Shoemaker just about every single play.
Yep.
Not a lot of uncertainty what they're wanting to get done. 2 minutes gone in the 2nd quarter. Prairie with the 16-point lead. One more time for good measure. Gearing puts it in. Another score for Prairie. And now lead 34-12 against the Valley Vikings. Prairie putting on a great performance in this first half. Put themselves in a real good spot against the Vikings. 2-point conversion upcoming. Play action, looking into the corner of the end zone. Caught Levi McElroy gets the 2. Another 2 on the board for Prairie. 36-12. We want to recognize some of our great supporters of the Prairie Pirates. Advanced Welding and Steel. They are your local premier structural steel fabricator. AWS is looking for welders right here on the Camas Prairie. Excellent pay, top-end benefits, no traveling, controlled environment, and family-oriented. Contact them today at 208-983-7608 or visit them at IdahoSports.com. Go Pirates. Also want to recognize one more sponsor for Valley, since I almost forgot. Traveling through Idaho on I-84, make your next stop on Traveler's Oasis Garden of Eden at exit 182 in Eden. Top off your tank, grab a quick bite from several fast food favorites, and enjoy clean, comfortable restrooms. Got furry friends along for the ride. They've got a dog park just for them, and don't forget to treat yourself to a warm cup of coffee before hitting the road again. Traveler's Oasis, where comfort meets convenience. That's a shout out to Sven for that one. I almost forgot. He got me covered there. Our new general manager at Idaho Sports. The 30-yard line, it's returned on the far side by Valley up to the 40. That's good starting field position. $9:45 in the second quarter. Prairie with the 36-12 lead. Like we mentioned, Valley was this team that came in really feeling good about themselves. A huge win against Raft River, who ended up actually winning the conference. What's been your takeaway from, the Snake River Conference this year?
It's very balanced, between Hagerman, Valley, Raft River, and then even Oakley later in the season. Like, it's very balanced. Not one team's better than the other. It's been very competitive throughout the whole year.
Jones on the run, picks up 15. Had Vargas streaking on the far side. A little too late, decides to take it and run. That's a good decision. Positive yards. One of the first times we've seen positive yards from Valley in the last, 10 minutes of playing time.
And who knows, maybe that's a spark they need right there.
Definitely could be. Brant Jones lines up in a pistol set. Vargas right behind him. Looking to throw. Jones again into the flats, in too short. Looking forward to Damien on the pass. Second down and 10. Like we mentioned, Prairie and Valley did play earlier this year in September on the 5th in New Plymouth, where they met in the middle. Prairie won that match 38-30. Well, they're 2 points away from their total of that first game. Teams definitely have improved. Into the flats, tipped up in the air, picked off Levi Gearing. And just when Valley gets momentum, a tipped pass from Chris Shoemaker, and Prairie back in business off the interception of Levi Gearing. Great play by the defense, and now taking over are the Pirates at the 9.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Valley's defense looking for answers. Quintal looking to pass. Into the flats, McElroy goes upfield to the 40, runs over a man to the 35. Another good game for Prairie. The play action for Prairie is wide open because they're really eating down on, Levi Gearing and Chris Shoemaker running the ball.
Yeah, those backers are playing really downhill. That's a great call by Hasselstrom. Get that play action rolling.
Far side, Gearing. Can't get anywhere there. Good defense on the play for Valley. Blaine Jarvis as well as Thomas Vargas as well on the tackle.
Second 11.
Second and long for Prairie. They line up in I formation. Looking deep. Shoemaker has a space and brings it down at the 5. Cade Quintal is playing lights out today.
Yes, he is, and a lot of that success for the pass is coming out of eyes. Valley's playing really downhill and drawing up a lot of pass plays out of eye. It's great.
Putting them in a really just hard spot to play against. So now first and goal from the 5. Prairie will have it. Gearing in motion. Up the middle, Quintal. And Arteaga there on the tackle, as well as Raul Ambris. Second goal now. 7:40 in the second quarter. Prairie with the 36-12 advantage. Under center, Quintal. They look to Gearing, bounces it outside, breaks the first one, scoots under another one, and then brought down.
Good play by Brant Jones there for Valley. That cutback was almost there, and then he filled right in time for McElroy, or is that Gearing could get in.
Now third and goal from the 4 for Prairie. Screen's always an option here, Ty, but I'm not sure if it's in the arsenal. Who knows? High formation. Gearing once more, nowhere to go. Great tackle there by Austin Stubbs to stop it all, and now fourth down and goal.
Austin Stubbs on the tackle for the Vikings. It's going to be fourth and goal from about the 2-yard line.
Fans are all chanting for a field goal. I'm not sure if we'll see one. We got to see you kick a PAT. Not you kick a PAT. Rally kicking a PAT.
They're difficult, Nate, man, that's for sure.
Quintal on a read option with Shoemaker. And a disconnect there results in no points for Prairie. Stopped at the 1. A great play by the Valley defense.
Great job by the defense, but now the offense has got to start right at the 1. That's tough.
Yeah, Jesus Urias on the tackle. He was in the middle, made a huge play there. One of the offensive linemen, the senior. Now you're in a real tough spot as an offensive lineman, having to block from the 2. Jones will go under center. Play action. Has a little bit of pressure, hops back. He's getting close to that back line. He's going to take off and run, and he's got a convoy with him. Urias with a block, one more block, and he's got a lot of space. Brant Jones to the 40. Gets past McElroy. One flag back at the 10 as Brant Jones takes it 99 yards, but everyone may be coming all the way back. And that's a tough break. And they're going to say holding on defense. Is that what you saw there, Ty?
I believe so. Yeah, that's a great play by Valley then. Great effort by Brant Jones.
Phenomenal effort. You know, there was a chance he could have stepped on that back line for a safety. Ends up with a 99-yard quarterback scramble.
I can't imagine he's tired after that one.
I feel bad for the offensive lineman.
No kidding.
So Valley back in it with a score to try to cut the Pirate lead in half, now 36-18. Jones under center. Hands it off. Vargas up the middle. Shoemaker there. Nowhere to go. So Valley walks off with a 99-yard quarterback run. Can't get the 2. They're now 0 for 3 on 2-point conversions, and Prairie leads it 36-18. We want to recognize St. John Hardware, our premier supporter of the Prairie Pirates. St. John in Nez Perce would like to wish the Prairie Pirates good luck in today's game. St. John Hardware has Case IH tractors to handle tough jobs anywhere for farms, golf courses, and landscape sites. Rugged Farm All Series C tractors from the Case IH have the strength and weight to handle the job. Their low center of gravity makes them a perfect fit for uneven hills and terrain. Low profile design allows them to get into tight areas when other tractors can't. So come on down to St. John Hardware in Nez Perce and look at their full line of Case IH inventory. Go Pirates. These are your kind of ads, Ty.
Yes, they are.
Isaiah Warren back to receive for the Pirates.
Valley to kick off again. Back deep to receive for Prairie. Isaiah Warren, a freshman.
25-yard line, first and 10 Pirates.
Prairie subbing in quite a few freshmen into this game. We've seen Isaiah Warren and a couple others.
Well, that's one thing, too. Both teams come out of this. You want to, if you win and move on, you want to come out of it 100% healthy as well.
Absolutely. Big games next week for the winner. Prairie likely to face Grace down south in southern Idaho. And if Valley was to win, would likely play Kamei if they were to come away with a win. Peyton Stamper on the reception, using his track speed to the 20. Last-ditch effort from Valley brings him down. Daniel Zamudio on a shoestringing tackle to stop the Pirates from another quick score.
74-yard pass play.
Just when the Valley defense has some sort of momentum. Play from Quintal to Stamper.
Got to stop in the goal line last time, though. Who knows?
You're sure right. 4 tries for Prairie inside the 5 and came away with nothing. And then a play later, a 99-yard run by Brant Jones. Up the middle, Gearing, nowhere to go. On the tackle, Alfredo Valdez brings him down.
Alfredo Valdez on the tackle. Game of about 3 second goal for the Pirates.
A second and goal. 4:43 in the second quarter. First game of the state playoffs underway. Play action, Quintal. Rolling to the far side. Looks back across the field. And 2 Pirates looking for a play. Neither could come up with it.
I think if one of them would have let the other get it, they might have.
Yeah, there was no Viking in the vicinity. And a timeout taken on the field by Prairie. We'll do the same. Step aside, come back on IdahoSports.com.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the funds.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Goal for the Pirates from the 4-yard line.
Prairie will have it. 3rd and goal from the 4. coming out of a timeout. Quarterback sneak up the middle and powers his way in. Cade Quintal with another score. Prairie right back in firm control, 42-18 now for the Pirates. 2-point conversion upcoming. Ty, we'll have to go back and look at all the scores, try to remember what's happened to this ball game to come up with a player of the game.
Yeah, no kidding. There's a lot. There's a lot
going on here. Prairie, another funky formation here where Quintal's in the shotgun alone. They send the guy in motion. And once again, they look to Lane Mater. That's two-point conversions on guard-eligible plays for the Pirates. And another two for Prairie. Leading 44-18. We'll step aside, take another timeout on IdahoSports.com.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
We are back here on IdahoSports.com, as well as the NFHS Network for the 2A first round playoff matchup between the number 5 Prairie Pirates and number 9 Valley Vikings. Next week we'll hit the quarterfinals, but there are a lot of games still to be decided as Kamiah takes on Glens Ferry. Kickoff's just about to happen there. And then later today, Oakley and Logos will play. We'll be covering that game on IdahoSports.com. And then Hagerman and Potlatch will also be on IdahoSports.com at 7 p.m. as well. As the kickoff for Valley, they take it. And up to the 40, Jarvis with a good return there. And now if your Valley put together a drive in the last 4 minutes before half.
And you know, a score right here, and then Valley receives coming out. That could be huge for them.
You're right. They could easily be in a spot where they're trailing, 44 to 30, if they can score quick, and they've showed the potential.
Mm-hmm.
2 huge runs by Thomas Vargas, Brant Jones, and Daniel Zamudio to put Valley, in a good spot off the last score from Brant Jones, 99 yards. 1st and 10 from the 40 for the Vikings. Quarterback run to the near side. Jones has a block and gets into gearing for a first down, gain of 13 for Valley. I want to recognize some of our power boosters for Valley. The Roof Resource, Standley, and Vita Glow Aesthetics and Infusions. First and 10 from the 46 for the Vikings. 2 running backs, the sides of Brant Jones, and they go to Thomas Vargas. Vargas inside gets a solid 4. Or rather Zamudio. Very similar running styles. They both run with their head down, pad level low. Kind of tough players to tackle. Jones in the pistol on 2nd and 4, 3:30 before half. Jones on the run. And brought down Shoemaker there once again from the linebacker spot. He's been in the backfield a handful of times.
One of those kids that just plays really downhill.
We now 3rd and 4 for Valley. Far side Jones can't get past the blocker, and Lane Mater there on the tackle brings up 4th down and 5 for Valley Had a convoy, but made her split the crack. And now 4th down and 5. Here's a big play for Valley. Ty, what do you think they're going to pull out here?
You know, I'm really down. I want to see some screen pass. I want to see someone throw a screen. I think it'd catch them off guard.
It's almost like you're a advocate for screenplays, and that might be something you've run a few times as a Kendrick Tiger. And timeout taken on the field. Prairie will take it. So we will as well. It's 4th down and 5 and 2 minutes left before half.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Fourth down and 5 here for Valley. Ty wants a screen pass. Valley wants a first down. And Prairie wants a stop. It'll be Jones in the shotgun all by himself. He sends Vargas in motion. They go to it on a veer option, and Brant Jones slips short. Great play call by Brian Ayers and Valley, but the field took advantage of him. A wide open space there for the Vikings. Now Prairie takes over with 2 minutes and 14 seconds before half. Have a chance to put up 50 points before heading to the locker room. Quintal has lots of time all day to throw. Looking for Gearing, can't hold on to it. Cade Quintal's been throwing the ball really well today. Putting his players in a good spot.
Yeah, that was a perfect ball, right where he wanted it.
No 2nd down and 10. 2 minutes to play. I think Prairie has 1 timeout. You still got to play pretty aggressive if you're the Pirates, no?
Yeah, and I think with how many big plays that both teams have broke off, really, they have the possibility to go down and score.
Gearing in motion. Shoemaker now looks back the other direction. It's Levi McElroy. Far side, flag down. And McElroy brought down inside the Valley 40. This one looks to be coming back. And it will. Prairie's backed up a few more yards.
Darn it, finally got to see the screen. There was a hold on it.
It was a great call. They faked out one direction, whole defense, and we were all looking towards Chris Shoemaker, and they go back the other direction. Do you go screen 2 times in a row?
I don't think so now. I think those D linemen might have it figured out.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 18, 19, 17. As Prairie comes out in a trips look. Quintal looking to throw. Steps up, scrambling, flags flying. Quintal brought down, nothing going there. Good coverage there by Valley and a coverage sack. And another holding call is going to back Prairie up even more. Still only a minute 52 left before half. Now if you're Prairie, you just don't want to turn it over. As much as we're backing up. And they decline it. Take the sack instead. Now 3rd. And I don't know there, Ty. 25. What do you do here? Do you play aggressive? Do you try to get the first down, or do you run the ball?
I think Hasselstrom's going to draw something up, call a time. You're really not going to take time off just doing that. So Valley, though, dropping back, only bringing 2, so.
Could be a interesting play call. Well, we want to recognize more of our great supporters of the Prairie Pirates. Advanced Welding and Steel is your local premier structural steel fabricator. AWS is looking for welders right here on the campus. Prairie. Excellent pay, top-end benefits, no traveling, controlled environment, and family-oriented. Contact them today at 208-983-7608 or visit them at AWSsteel.com. Go Pirates. George F. Brocky and Sons would also like to wish the Pirates good luck this weekend. Power boosters for Prairie, Advanced Welding and Steel, Cloninger's Marketplace, and Cottonwood Community Credit Federal Credit Union. Now 3rd down and 23, 24. Prairie will go out and see what they draw up. Quintal takes a snap, drops back, has pressure, lots of it, dumps it off, and really to no man's land. And we'll bring up 4th down. So Valley with a minute 47, assuming not an extremely, deep kick from Lane Mater, are going to have a good shot to have good field position.
That last punt he had, though, that was it. Rolled to the back of the end zone, probably a 60-yard punt.
And this isn't a pretty one either. Right to him. Zamudio stops on a dime. Works up. And down at the 50. 50 yards to go, and a late flag flies. Didn't see that one.
I think it was unnecessary roughness.
Personal foul.
And that will be the call on Valley.
Just like that, that's kind of something you don't want either. You get the ball right at the 50 and back it up more.
So instead of starting at the 50, it's going to be the 35, and Valley, I believe, still has 2 timeouts. It's a minute and a half left before the break. And Vargas will line up next to Brant Jones. In comes the motion of Zamudio. Looking for a screen. They look back, find the receiver. And Prairie read that one out. Jacob Perez there on the reception.
Brought down immediately. Gain about 4. Timeout, Vikings.
And Valley takes another timeout.
Buck 24 left in the quarter.
1:24 left in the first half here at Prairie. There's a couple other games around the area. Ty, what are you looking forward to? What can we expect from like a Logos Oakley game later on this evening?
I think it'll be Logos does a good job of slowing down the speed of games, playing their own football, and then Oakley too. They're on a roll right now, 3 straight, so they're looking to keep it going. I think that'll be a good one. In my opinion, I think the Potlatch Hagerman's going to be a great ball game. I think Potlatch has something to prove. They play White Pine's a tough league, and they get an opportunity to go down south and show how good of a team they are.
Second down run for Valley. Brett Jones looking nowhere. No 3rd down and 6. Minute 10 before half.
Also in on the tackle for Shoemaker. 3rd and 5.
Looking deep. Has Perez in the breadbasket. All the way in. Jacob Perez on a 55-yard touchdown reception from Brant Jones. And Valley strikes before half. Great pass from Brant Jones. Haven't seen a lot of his arm this evening. Puts it in a perfect spot.
50 seconds, so, you know, Prairie gets the ball back. You never know. That's a good answer, though, out of Valley, especially when they're going to get the ball coming out of half.
Jones looking into the flats, has lots of pressure, looks back and incomplete. 50 seconds to play before the break. Let's recognize some more of our power boosters and great supporters for Valley: the Roof Resource, Stanley, Vitaglow Aesthetics, and Infusion. Northwest Seed in Hazleton has been in business serving the local area for over 22 years. Don't trust your crop to just any seed provider. Get yours from the #1 trusted seed dealer in Hazleton. Northwest Seed is a proud supporter of Valley Athletics and want to wish the boys good luck at state. We also want to recognize our great supporter, Southern Idaho Therapy Service invites you to come visit their team of experts dedicated to getting you back to the activities you love. Conveniently located by the Minidoka Memorial Hospital, they specialize in recovery from surgery and accidents and excited to help you reach your goals and get back to the life you love. Southern Idaho PT is proud to support local student athletes on their road to a state title. Good luck. And why not one more time for Prairie, Advanced Welding and Steel, Cloninger's Marketplace, Cottonwood Community Federal Credit Union. George F. Brocky and Sons wants to wish the Pirates good luck at state this weekend, or good luck this weekend. 50 seconds now. We talked about it at 2 minutes. Ty Prairie playing, you know, aggressive or conservative. What's your decision here with 50 seconds left?
And they got the lead right. Try something. If you don't get something, big gains on the first two, then I'd kind of just run it out.
Zamudio to kick off. Squig up the middle and brought down by McElroy. And down at the 39-yard line with 45 seconds to play. This might be one of the higher scoring first halves I've been a part of from both teams. You know, I've seen a couple scores where it's one team with a lot of points, but not very often do you see, you know, 68 points put up in a first half by two teams together.
Yeah, both offense. I mean, Valley's offense isn't doing bad.
Not at all. In motion comes Gearing. Quintal looking to throw. Stepping up, looking deep. Shoemaker stops and can't hold on to it. They got caught by the wind there and took the air out of it.
Jarvis, 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Low snap, Quintal has all day to throw. Pressure coming in on him. Works to the far side now, breaks the first tackle. And now kicked out at the 50. Still 28 seconds to play.
I'm not sure how many timeouts does Prairie have.
One or less.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure about that, but definitely one or fewer. Clock stopped for the time being. Quintal steps up, looking to air it out, and right to a Valley Viking. It's picked off. I believe that's Blaine Jarvis.
Pass is intercepted. He put back at the 40-yard line.
And Valley will get it back at the 40. 15 seconds to play. I'm not going to ask you the question if Valley should go for it or not.
Yeah.
If you're Prairie, at least you're happy you didn't give up a pick six.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm Prairie. I'm dropping everyone back too. Don't want Valley to get a score right here.
15 seconds to play before we hit halftime. Jones looking to throw. Has a man wide open. It's Jacob Perez. Perez cuts back into the middle of the field and brought down by McElroy. And with 6 seconds to play, top off your tank, grab a quick bite to eat from several fast food favorites, and enjoy clean, comfortable restrooms. Got a furry friends along for the ride? They've got a dog park just for them. And don't forget to treat yourself to a warm cup of coffee before hitting the road again. Traveler's Oasis, where comfort meets convenience. From a coach's perspective here, Ty, do you throw around the idea of, some pitches and laterals, or do you look for just one play deep into the end zone, Hail Mary? What's your thought?
I think if they're farther back, then maybe some laterals and stuff, but I think right now just those deep crossing routes.
Had success with it. Jacob Perez been open a couple times lately. 6 seconds to play from the 30. Jones looking deep. Finds Zamudio, but it's almost picked off by Peyton Stamper. That would have ended the half. Instead stops with 1 second to play.
He had Perez wide open again too, but he didn't look to him. That was...
I'm telling you, Jacob Perez, he's not 5'11". He looks huge out there.
Yeah.
1 second to play for Valley. As Jones try one more. In motion comes Damian. Steps up, evading pressure. Throw on the run. Back of the end zone, tipped out of bounds. Good defense by McElroy, and that will be the first half, as Prairie leads it 44-24 against the Valley Vikings. We'll take a halftime break and come back for some analysis of this 2A first-round playoff game on Idaho Sports on the NFHS Network.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Il me semble que ce matin le soleil peine à colorer le ciel. Je voudrais prolonger les vacances
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text StartMyQuit to 36072.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Welcome back here to Pirate Field for the 2A first round of the playoffs on IdahoSports.com. As we have number 3, the 3 seed Prairie against the number 6 seed Valley in the first round of the 2A state playoffs. In 8-man football, Prairie came in as the number 5 seed overall. Valley is the 9th. Both teams 6-3 on the year. And both teams with coaches that, very experienced. Both have been here at the helm multiple times. And at the break, Valley is trailing Prairie 24-44. Ty, what's been your, first half takeaway from this kind of wild ball game?
Oh, I mean, Prairie's offense is just rolling right now. I mean, they're doing that last interception towards the end. I mean, that's nothing to worry about. Kind of a deep throw, just trying to make something happen. But besides that, run, the pass, everything's working right now for them as long as they keep executing. The Valley side, I feel like they haven't went to Vargas a whole lot. And I feel like that's something maybe we'll see here in the second half. I just haven't seen a whole lot of it.
Yeah, he's a very explosive runner, one of the best, running backs in the entire state in the 8-man world. And they've leaned on him a lot. And that was kind of a worry of Coach Hasselstrom was, if Thomas Vargas runs the ball, it's going to be tough. And I think the defense for Prairie's done a pretty solid job stopping them as much as they can. Yeah, on the Prairie side, they've, had everything working for them. Play action, running the ball. Defense has played well. Definitely going to be an exciting second half. We want to recognize more of our great power boosters for Prairie and Valley. For the Pirates, Advanced Welding and Steel, Cloninger's Marketplace, Cottonwood Community Federal Credit Union. And for Valley, the Roof Resource, Standley, and Vitaglow Aesthetics and Infusions. Well, we still have quite a bit of time left in before the third quarter kicks off. Kamei has just kicked off play against Glens Ferry. They are up 28-0 in the first quarter. No other games have yet to kick off, from our understandings, in the Idaho high school football world. We get the debut of the season. There are a couple other 2A games around the area as Logos and Oakley will play at 7 p.m. That will be on IdahoSports.com. And then Hagerman and Potlatch will also be kicking off down in Hagerman. That will also be on IdahoSports.com. So we got 3 of 4. There will also be some huge games in the 5A landscape. Lakeland, Lewiston play there. Ty, I want to ask you this. Have you paid attention much to 5A football and the Lewiston Bengals?
I have. I've watched quite a few Lewiston games. I watched their tiebreaker on Monday. That was exciting.
What do you think of the Lewiston Lakeland Part 3 within 1 week?
honestly, they're going to know each other, so it's just going to be who can go out and execute. And, Coach Hobart, I think, is going to have them Bengals ready. Those kids have, throughout the season, they've had a tough schedule. That's one thing I don't think Lakeland's had is a tough schedule. Lewiston's had that and kind of prepared them for the postseason.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun one. Ryan Skaggs on the call there, as well as Tim Soflo getting to hang out down in Lewiston for a 5A game. That'll be fun for those two. As we got a few minutes left before the third quarter takes off, so we'll take another quick break on IdahoSports.com.
Dear Savvy, who says you can't have it all? You've got the tech, you've got the drive, and now you've got Toyota value. Toyota, let's go play.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the funds.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Il me semble que ce matin le soleil peine à colorer le ciel. Je voudrais prolonger les vacances.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text StartMyQuit to 36072.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
All right, welcome back here to IdahoSports.com, our GameStreams production. As always, it's presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal Idaho College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Ty Kep with me. I'm Hayden Hewlin, getting ready to bring you our second half of action in 2A state playoff football. I want to recognize some of our great supporters of the Prairie Pirates, Advanced Welding and Steel, your local premier structural steel fabricator. AWS is looking for welders right here on the Camas Prairie. Excellent pay, top-end benefits, no traveling, controlled environment, and family-oriented. Contact them today at 208-983-7608 or visit them at awssteel.com. Go Pirates. George F. Brocky and Sons would like to wish the Prairie Pirates good luck this weekend. And St. John Hardware in Nez Perce would like to wish the Prairie Pirates good luck today on today's game. St. John Hardware has Case IH tractors to handle tough jobs anywhere for farms, golf courses, landscape sites, rugged farm all series. C tractors from Case IH have the strength and weight to handle the job. Their low center of gravity makes them a perfect fit for uneven hills and terrain. Low profile design allow them to get into tight areas when other tractors can't. So come down to St. John Hardware in Nez Perce and look at their full line of Case IH inventory. Brant Jones on the first down run. Picks up 6. And Valley will have it for second down. We mentioned if Prairie wins this game, they'll likely get matched up with Grace, who has a first-round bye. Grace was the number 4th ranked team in the state this year. Prairie and Grace played last year in the play-in, where Grace won 48-38. And it'll be Thomas Vargas on the second down run, picks up 5, and it's going to be close to moving the chains. If Valley were to come back and win this game, which is totally on the table, they are likely matched up against the Kamiah Cubs, who are well on their way to a win against Glenn's Ferry, which would allow Valley to come back here for a second straight week, which I'm sure they would look forward to. It's a fun 8-hour drive. They came here last night after practice around 3, got to Grangeville around 9 or 10, and had a little walkthrough this morning. And now have out in the first down. Brant Jones under center, first down and 10 from the 50. They pitch it out to Thomas Vargas. Cuts back and spinning off tacklers up to the 43. Well, Ty, at this point in the first quarter, we'd already had seen 3 scores.
Yes, we did. It was very quick. I think maybe both teams now kind of slowing things down.
2 minutes gone in the third quarter. Valley a few plays into their first drive. It'll be Brant Jones on a quarterback run and gains a solid run. Valley's offensive line starting to move Prairie. They're getting positive yards every single time.
I'm kind of wondering if that was what happened in the first half of Valley. You know, kind of panicked right at the beginning. Now they're settled in 4 or 5 yard runs. That's not bad at all.
Lots of time, definitely in a spot you can still run the ball efficiently. Valley also a team that runs a lot of hard counts at you, really testing your mental toughness. First down and 10 for Valley. Jones hands it off one more time. Thomas Vargas up the middle. And Shoemaker first one there to stop that. That was Zamudio back in. So Valley was running with a 4th offensive lineman there. As Neil Kent who was checking in. Vargas once more fighting forward. It's been Vargas or Brant every single play this drive. Now third down and 5.
These are the third downs you want to be in, though. Not the 3rd and 8, the 3rd and 10, 3rd and 5. That's a lot better situation.
Valley taking a lot more time on each and every play. Here's a big one. Under 8 minutes in the third quarter. Jones on a quarterback run. Powers forward. Going to be short to the 30. Prairie wanting to hold. And Valley's going to go for it. 4th and 2. Looks like we might see a tush push here.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening.
Good observation. And I don't think Valley got it. It's going to be tight. We'll see what they do.
Looks to be short of the line to gain.
Prairie thinks they stopped him. Valley thinks they got it.
But I'm right.
And Prairie takes over. That was close. I don't know if I've seen a tush push that, tight.
I haven't either.
I've seen it a lot, and obviously the Eagles run it, but I haven't seen that sophisticated. So Prairie takes over almost halfway through the third quarter for their first drive of the second half. Go to Gearing and pushed out at the 31.
Gain of a couple, 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 now for Prairie. A score for Prairie to put them up, 26, 28 points would be really tough for Valley to come back from after having a really solid first drive. It's going to be hard now.
Especially a drive where they take quite a bit of time off.
And that looks to be the mentality here. And 2nd down and 8. Quintal looking to throw. Rolling out. As McElroy, a little far, but he brings it down at the 46. Good catch there by Levi McElroy.
1st and 10 for the Pirates.
I don't think we can say it enough. As well as Cade Quintal's had a bounce-back game. Last week had a tough game, and today it's been a completely different quarterback. I believe he was top 2 or 3 in the state this year in passing, behind I think only Maddox Kirkland. A lot better numbers than what I was anticipating from a run-heavy team.
Yeah. No, he's very efficient today.
Shoemaker with a 1st down, gain of almost 20. Up to the 35, and another 1st down for the Pirates.
36-yard line. Gain of 19 and the Pirates 1st down.
1st down and 10 for Prairie. One more gearing up to the near side. Gets a good block from McElroy. Inside the 20 to the 16.
Gearing knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Prairie continuing to move the chains now. 6:24 in the 3rd quarter. And inside the red zone. Want to recognize some more power boosters for Prairie. Advanced Welding and Steel, Cloninger's Marketplace, and Cottonwood Community Federal Credit Union. For Valley, the Roof Resource, Stanley, and Vita Glow Aesthetics and Infusion. Gearing loses his footing, gets back on his feet, burst his speed to the 5, and swung around there.
Levi Gearing on the carry down to the 4-yard line. Be 1st and goal for the Pirates.
The 5-yard line, Prairie will have it 1st and goal. Quarterback sneak from the 5.
Tripped up by Neil Kent. 2nd and goal.
Hop back in it. One more. Shoemaker up the middle.
Shoemaker.
At the 1. We'll see where they mark him. Mark him short. Good District 2 officials tonight. Mike Tatko, Brad Higgins, Steve Judy, Andy Aldridge, and Link Way. That's a top-tier District 2 officiating crew. That's one of the better ones you can find.
Yes, it is. It's a good crew.
Well, you got to get the best officials possible. And, we're always looking for more officials too, Ty. If you ever one day want to be an official, I'm sure they would love to have you on. Shoemaker gets into the end zone there. Touchdown, Prairie. .454, Prairie now extending their lead to 26. They pitch it out. Levi Gearing has some blocks, dives for the goal line, and no good. So that will be the end of that possession at the 4:54 mark. Prairie leads 50-24. Let's recognize some great supporters of the Valley Vikings. Northwest Seed in Hazleton has been in business serving the local area for 22 years. Don't trust your crop to just any seed provider. Get yours from the #1 trusted seed dealer in Hazleton. Northwest Seed is a proud supporter of Valley Athletics and wants to wish the boys good luck at state. Southern Idaho Therapy Service invites you to come visit their team of experts dedicated to getting you back to the activities you love. Conveniently located by the Minonoka Memorial Hospital, they specialize in recovery from surgery and accidents, and they are excited to help you reach your goals and get back to the life you love. Southern Idaho PT is proud to support local athletics on their road to a state title. Lane Mater is going to do the kicking honors here for the Pirates. Back deep, Daniel Zamudio. And at the 25 goes out. So Valley will get it at the 35-yard line.
Going to be first and 10. Vikings at the 35.
These two teams actually, I don't know if you knew this, you're fairly young. Prairie and Valley have a deep history. Have you known that?
I did not.
They played this year. They played last year. But in 2018, they played in like a meet-in-the-middle game, and Valley won 60-46. But before that, they played in back-to-back state championships, 2014 and 15. Valley lost the first one. Prairie won 72-18 in their first, one of their first state titles. And then the next year, Valley got them back in Southern Idaho and won 54-32. So the first year it was up at the Kibbie Dome, and the next year Valley was the #1 team, and they ended up playing down in formerly Holt Arena and got their state title. So for a while it was Valley and Prairie, the two top teams, and overall very solid programs. There was a while Valley went up to the 11-man level and played there for a couple years. Now hopped back down, and now we're competing at the 2A level. And there's also, Valley's actually, there's a lot of pretty good showing from the Valley crowd today. There's a lot of people from Valley up in North Idaho right now. They have volleyball, Post Falls. There's this football game, and then there's also cross country at the Lewis Clark State College cross country course. So there's a lot of people from Hazleton making their way to, Lewiston, Idaho, the Northwest, more to the Central Idaho.
Makes it tough though, all having them up here, so they're all spread out. Can't be at one spot at once.
You're right. You're probably missing out on quite a few, fans. Valley though traveled really well to this game. Quite a few cars, looking at around 10. It's a pretty good showing. And everyone else hopefully tuning in on IdahoSports.com. So it's 4th down. Here's a big play for Valley. The 3:45 mark of the third quarter. Here's a last, chance effort. If we get this play, we still have life. Valley definitely needs this conversion. Checking out of it. And Jones lines up under center. Up the middle, first down is earned. Diego Artiega with the gain. What's the thought process when you see Valley lining up here in their I formation? They kind of have their fullback offset. What's the logic behind that from your coaching, experience?
I'm not really sure. I've never really experienced something like that in our offense. But at the same time, it could be where you offset, you have them lead blocking to the right, but like they do, they give the dive to the left. Just some misdirection kind of thing.
Although we're running on a read option here, Thomas Vargas, full head of steam. It's a gain of 20. Vargas has that breakaway speed and tough to bring down. 2:45 in the third. Valley now at the Prairie 35. Jones on a quick screen out to Zamudio. And met by Shoemaker. And a couple Pirates on the tackle. Zamudio slow to get up here. And we'll take a break, step aside, and come back on IdahoSports.com.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Daniel Zamudio able to get off the field. Some help from some of his coaches, and Valley trots back on. Hope Daniel's all right. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Valley.
Second and 9 for the Vikings at the Pirate 34-yard line.
And the pistol, Jones fakes the screen, looking deep, looking for Jarvis, and just overshot him. Flag comes, and that might be a holding on the Prairie secondary.
I saw that once he spun, grabbing the jersey, kind of held him back for a second.
Good play call there.
Holding against the Pirates.
So a 1st down for Valley.
Ten-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage would be 1st and 10.
So now from the 24. 2:05 left in the 3rd period. Both teams looking for their 7th win of the year. Read option. Brant Jones trying to follow right behind Thomas Vargas. Nowhere to go. Ashton Martin there on the tackle.
Gain the yard, 2nd and 9.
Fake the reverse, stays on his feet. Jones finds Thomas Vargas wide open. What a circus play by Thomas Vargas and Brant Jones.
Jones did a good job, almost fell down, then he was getting sacked as he threw it. That was a great ball.
Back on the board. 6 more points. Now if you can convert a 2-point conversion here, that's a big one for.
That'd be their first
one of the game,
yeah.
Yep. And think about that, 4 or 5 touchdowns, whatever that. I think that's 5 touchdowns. You're missing out on 10 points here.
Yeah.
Jones on the run and dives for it, gets the 2. It's a big one for the Vikings to make it an 18-point lead for Prairie. Well, we'll keep it here and recognize some more of our great supporters of Prairie Athletics. Advanced Welding and Steel is your local premier structural steel fabricator. AWS is looking for welders right here on the Camas Prairie. Excellent play, top end benefits, no traveling, controlled environment, family oriented. Contact them today at 208-983-7608 or visit them at awssteel.com. Go Pirates. George F. Brocky and Sons would like to wish the Prairie Pirates good luck this weekend. St. John Hardware in Nez Perce would like to wish the Prairie Pirates good luck in today's game. St. John Hardware has Case IH tractors to handle tough jobs anywhere for farms, golf courses, and landscape sites. rugged Farmall Series C tractors from Case IH have strength and weight to handle the job. Their low center of gravity to make them a perfect fit for uneven hills terrain. Low profile design allows them to help fit in tight areas when other tractors can't. So come down to St. John Hardware in Nez Perce and look at their full line of Case IH inventory. I've been meaning to ask this, Ty, how does a Case IH tractor work on a golf course?
You know, I wouldn't know anything about having tractors on a golf course. I think maybe for mowing or something.
That'd be my best guess. I'm not really sure. I've been reading this all day, and I'm like, well, why do you have a tractor on a golf course? Onside kick for Valley, and looks to have just hopped out. So it's 125. Prairie takes over in the third quarter. Yeah, if you look back, this is a part, I think Brian Ayers and his group's going to be kicking himself. Valley got their first 2-point conversion. If they would have converted on the other 5, or 4 rather, you'd be looking at a 10-point game instead of an 18-point deficit. The big ones matter.
Yep.
So Prairie has it. First down and 10 from the 35. Looking at their play sheet, figure out what call they want. Sam Rader, newly checked in. I told you we'd see him today.
Yep.
The freshman fullback getting some reps. Handed off Gearing, first down and 10. What's it do as a not as a quarterback, but as a freshman? You were in this spot, playing in a varsity level. How much does that benefit you later down the season?
Oh, so much. Helps with your development, getting you that experience, and then you learn. You might make lots of mistakes, but that's what you're going to learn from.
Play action. Quintal back across his body and almost intercepted. Blaine Jarvis there on the coverage. They're looking for the freshman Cooper Reener. Cooper Reener has a touchdown in this game, I believe.
Yep.
All right, it was a while ago. Under a minute now in the third. Quintal looking for a screen. Finds Shoemaker over his head. And that'll be fourth down. Prairie will have to punt it away. And Valley in a spot to make things interesting.
Yeah, I think that was just kind of some miscommunication on the Prairie side. It kind of beat themselves right there on that drive.
Mater to punt it away. Low punt. Picked up by Thomas Vargas. And a good tackle there by Cooper Reener, the freshman. That's something Thomas Vargas almost always breaks.
At their own 43-yard line.
Well, the power boosters for Valley, the Roof Resource, Stanley, and Vita Glow Aesthetics and Infusions. Brant Jones had a touchdown pass to Vargas on their last drive. He's looking deep, evades the defense, but then falls down. Benny Seacrest a part of that sack. Lane Mater also there.
He had Lane Mater there with the pump fake, got him to jump. He stepped up, just slipped.
Yeah, that's really been, there's been quite a few times where Brant's lost his footing. There's a fourth down play where he had a clear first down and lost his footing. That later it gets into the season, the more you wish you're playing on a turf.
Yeah.
And that will be the end of the third quarter. No, they get a playoff right before the buzzer. Brant Jones gains a solid 4 back to close to the original line of scrimmage. Well, that will be the third quarter, and we'll step aside for the fourth on IdahoSports.com.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
For the Vikings at their
Welcome back to the fourth quarter here on IdahoSports.com for the 2A first-round playoff game between Valley and Prairie. Prairie with the 18-point lead to start the fourth as Brant Jones looking to throw. Little out route there caught by the Vikings. It was Blaine Jarvis there on the reception.
Blaine Jarvis enough for a first down all the way down to the 43-yard line of the Pirates.
and then takes the hit.
So now 1st down and 10 from the 31. Under 7 to play. Prairie holding on to the 12-point lead. They go to Gearing, gets past the defender in the backfield and gains 4.
Brought down by Thomas Vargas. 3, 2nd and 7.
Second down and 6 for Prairie. They go to Shoemaker on the near side. Stops and brought down.
On the carry, brought down to the 22-yard line. Diego Damien on the tackle. 3rd and 2 for the Pirates at the 22.
Third down and 3. Prairie looks at the wristband, gets the play call. And a flag flies.
False start.
False start against the Pirates with the ball back 5
I think
yards.
Shoemaker just kind of fell forward out of his stance, wasn't even.
Now that's a harder play call if you're Ryan Hassels, from a 3rd and 3 to a 3rd and 8. They split out Gearing and McElroy. Low snap, Quintal looking at the far side. Cross the field looking for McElroy.
Pass intended for Levi McElroy.
And incomplete now, 4th and 7, and the clock stops with 5:12.
For the Vikings, it's going to be 4th and about 7 at the 28-yard line.
And Prairie will take their 2nd timeout of the half. As always, this game on IdahoSports.com is being streamed to you live and free anywhere in the world. If you want to be a power booster, be like Advanced Welding and Steel, Cloninger's Marketplace, or Cottonwood Community Credit Union, just get a hold of sales at IdahoSports.com and find out how you can be a power booster. It's 100% tax deductible.
Fourth and a long
We're back.
6 for the Pirates at the 28-yard line.
4th down and 6 for Prairie. Quintal takes the snap. Play action. Looks back right through McElroy's hands, and Prairie turns it over.
Intended for Levi McElroy. Austin Stubbs on the coverage for the Vikings. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 28-yard line.
Brandt looking for the hitch route, finds Perez. Jacob Perez has had a great game. He's had a couple touchdowns. Really good job.
2nd and 6.
5 minutes, Valley's got to pick up the tempo here.
Jones rolling to the left, looking for Perez. Too far out there.
Pass is incomplete, intended for Perez. Levi Gearing on the coverage for the Pirates. 3rd and 6.
Third and 6 for Valley. 4:37 clock stop in the 4th. Perez in motion. On a draw, quarterback draw up the middle. Nothing to go.
Up the middle. Lane Mader, among others, on the tackle.
Tragan Elvin, one of the players on the tackle.
4 for the Vikings at the 34-yard line.
So if you're here, Ty, it's probably got to be your best play possible. What do you think that is for Valley?
You know, they've had a little bit of success with some run going 4 or 5 yards to Vargas, but I don't know. I would think it's risky. Take a deep shot, though.
It definitely probably isn't what the defense is expecting. They're probably thinking, you know, play just in front of the sticks. Helmet malfunction by Brant Jones. So 4th down and 4. Big play here for both teams. Jones fakes the pass, looking deep. Right there, it's caught. Diego Damian breaks away from Peyton Stamper. Lane Mayer running him down. No one's going to get him. Diego Damian in for the end zone. On 4th down and 4, Valley has made it a one-possession game.
They took the shot.
They sure did. And now this game has got a lot more interesting.
That was a good play by Diego Damian, though, to come back and make a play on it.
So now the all-important 2-point conversion to make it a 4-point deficit with 3:49 left in the game. Jones on the quarterback run and nowhere to go. Another 2-point conversion, not happening for Valley.
Prairie just a great job on the 2-point, really tighten it up and playing downhill, good defense.
That's where the defense is locked up. Everywhere else needs some help. We'll keep it here. Advanced Welding and Steel, your local premier structural steel fabricator. AWS is looking for welders right here on the campus. Prairie, excellent pay, top-end benefits, no traveling, controlled environment, family-oriented. And also, if you're ever traveling through Idaho on I-84, make your next stop Traveler's Oasis, Garden of Eden, exit 182 in Eden. Top off your tank, grab a quick bite from several fast food favorites, and enjoy comfortable restrooms. Got furry friends along for the ride? They've got a dog park just for there. Don't forget to treat yourselves to a warm cup of coffee before hitting the road again. Traveler's Oasis, where comfort meets convenience.
Camia is up 64-6 now with 20 seconds left in the half.
Wow. Put a few more points up before half.
Kickoff.
Well, Prairie at one point was up 50-26. Valley has scored 18 unanswered to now make this game extremely interesting for both teams. Vargas to kick off. Goes the other direction on the onside. Ball's on the ground. Still on the ground.
Prairie got it, last-second effort.
I think it was Levi Gearing.
At the Prairie 35-yard line.
So 1st down and 10 for Prairie. Go to Shoemaker.
Pass complete to Chris Shoemaker. Brought down at the 40-yard line.
It's now 2nd and 5. Super important to have ball security if you're a Pirate.
Tackled by others.
Valley still has some time. I think they have 2 timeouts left. Maybe all 3.
They might have all 3.
Definitely 2+. Prairie's going to use all the clock they have with 3 minutes left. They look to Shoemaker again. Gets past Vargas. A flag flies. Ball's on the ground, and Valley has it. And they do say Valley has the ball. What's the flag going to be? And I think it's going to be on Prairie.
Holding.
And the holding penalty goes on Prairie, so Valley has the ball. Down 6 with 2:50 to play. So now, you know, we've talked about, okay, what happens if Valley comes back? What happens if Valley comes back? If you're Prairie, what's the biggest important thing now?
I mean, honestly, 2 minutes left. Yeah, I don't really want to let them score. Try and stop them. Defense has just got to get a stop and get the ball back, because then you can run the clock out.
Prairie hasn't scored since, you know, the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Valley's been on a roll. But they haven't converted on many 2-point conversions. It's a quarterback run. Brant Jones breaks the first tackle. Still on his feet and slides down at the 36.
36-yard line. First and 10 for the Vikings.
Looking to throw. Jones steps up in the pocket. Gets past the first tackle. Then brought down by Shoemaker. Ball's out for Valley. And they fall on it right back at the line of scrimmage.
Fumble back to the 35-yard line.
We saw a lot of fumbles in the first half. Even more lately.
Yeah.
Under 2 minutes now. Valley with the ball. And stoppage and play. False start on Valley.
False start against the Vikings. Move the ball back to the 40-yard
I don't
line.
think Prairie, now that I'm thinking about it, outside of the Valley game, they haven't played in a ton of close ball games. Kamiah is the one that I think of where they lost by 12 or 18. Valley on the other side has been on overtime battles. They've been tested in the tighter spots. They're looking for a play, but Ben Seacrest is there for a sack for Prairie. And a huge play for the defensive line that has no pressure all game. And Brant Jones is down. So we're going to step away, take a minute, come back on IdahoSports.com.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
are back on IdahoSports.com as new sub coming in for Valley. It's Damian Trauber, the sophomore, getting his first cracks on a 3rd down and 10 or 3rd down and way more than 10, more like 25 with 1:20 left in the game. Clock's rolling for the sophomore. He's looking deep, hasn't warmed up at all, finds a receiver and a shoestring tackle. Diego Damian there. Talk about a hard play for a sophomore quarterback. And Valley will take a timeout. They still didn't get the first down.
Got a big chunk back, though.
30 yards in nearly. And in a spot to, make a play. Doesn't look like Brant Jones is going to come back. So it's all the pressure is going to be on Damian Trauber, the sophomore quarterback.
That was a good shoestring tackle there by Gearing, though. I mean, if he doesn't trip him up,
that's a
very
touchdown, and you're looking at a 2-point conversion to take the lead.
Which I don't know, with Prairie's 2-point conversion defense, I don't know if they might
be headed to overtime. Who knows? Yeah. So here's the play of the game. A Prairie stop means a Prairie win, likely. And a Valley conversion keeps this game rolling.
Yep.
It'll be Damian Trauber, the sophomore quarterback, filling in for Brant Jones. Takes the snap. They fake the reverse. Looks back to the other side of the field and can't find Vargas. And Prairie takes over on the defensive stand. When the defense needed a stop on the double reverse, they finally get one.
Yep.
And not too far off from finding Thomas Vargas. And with 58 seconds to play, 1 timeout gone for Valley. Prairie can all but run the clock out.
I think 1 run play, and then they might be able to just knee it out.
Yeah, ball security. Last time they had it, they fumbled. And I think they're going to go encroachment, although that is the decision.
Vikings. 1st and 5.
So now 1st and 5. Yeah, if you're Ryan Hasselstrom, you're telling Levi Gearing or Chris Shoemaker and all those guys that can handle the ball, this is a very important possession here. Let's not fumble. They hand it off. Gearing up the middle, 2 hands on the ball, and falls back. Gets a gain of 3. And under 45 seconds, Valley used their, I believe, their second. Talk about it.
It'll be 2nd and about 2 for the Pirates. 40-yard line.
Talk about a great game, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
kidding. First half, lots of offense, not a whole lot of defense, and then kind of a comeback by Valley.
Yeah, at 1 point down, 26 points. And, 20 unanswered. To be in a spot to, win the game, 4th down and 4. And the defense steps up for Prairie. And they look to be on their way to play the Grace Grizzlies, assuming they don't fumble on the next 2 plays.
I can imagine that Coach Hasselstrom's down there preaching to them. Do not lose the football.
That's your only requirement. Good snap, clean handoff.
Yep.
46 seconds left in the ball game for the Pirates and the Vikings. Quarterback sneak. Cleanly. And Valley will use another timeout.
Timeout Vikings.
A yard away?
Yard, that's close. 42 seconds left. That should be Valley's last timeout. And so assuming you run more than, what is it? What's the play clock, Ty? 35 seconds?
I think so, 35 or 40.
I think it's one of the two. You should know this.
I should know this. Why don't I know this? No, I think
it's 35 or 40. I know
maybe
that.
a sneak or even take a knee with Valley having no timeouts, and then the next play just kind of jog around until the clock runs out.
Prairie lines up, Cade Quintal under center. And just about drew off the Vikings.
Yeah,
and he did.
Now they'll be able to knee it out.
Heads up play by the junior. That's a good way to not have to worry about snapping the ball.
Yeah.
Or rather, I guess, running a play. So, yes, Prairie's going to be able to get into victory formation here and continue their season. A valiant last-second effort from Valley to make this game very interesting. Prairie holds on and wins 50-44. Valley season will come to a close, and Prairie will move on to play the Grace Grizzlies. We're going to take a quick break and come back, and when we do, we will recognize our Idaho Office of Highway Safety Player of the Game.
Okay, listen up. Right now, teens in Idaho have a higher than normal percentage of fatal car crashes. We're 2.6 times more likely to be in a crash. Why? Data shows we're not buckling up, not driving sober, speeding, and getting distracted by that little device we love to hate. So what are we gonna do about it? It's time to buckle up, drive sober, slow down, and put our dang phone down. I mean, duh. Join the movement. Search Shift Idaho Team to learn more.
Welcome back here to Prairie High School, Prairie Pirate Field for the 2A first-round playoff game, as the Pirates just got the first win of the Idaho High School football season, or playoff football season, postseason, as Prairie defeats Valley 50-44. Valley storms back after trailing, 24-50, and can't complete the comeback. Well, we want to recognize our Idaho Office of Highway Safety, our player of the game, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or the road. Be in the moment, free from distractions. Well, Ty, I think we're going to roll with Cade Quintal, the junior quarterback from Prairie. Had 2 rushing and 2 passing touchdowns and made huge plays at the right time. What was your takeaway from Cade Quintal's performance?
Very efficient. Did a great job at leading out there as a quarterback, but he had great efficiency. Completed passes when he needed to, and he completed some tough passes, some that were guarded well, and he just threw the ball where it needed to be. And then on the ground, he did it with his legs as well.
Yeah, Cade Quintal, our Idaho Office of Highway Safety Player of the Game. As Prairie wins it 50-44. As this has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network. This postseason broadcast is presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal Idaho College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl Valley-wide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. This broadcast was also made possible by the great supporters of these local businesses, as well for the Roof Resource, Stanley, Vitaglow Aesthetics, and Infusions, Northwest Seed, and Southern Idaho Therapy Services for the Valley Vikings, and for the Prairie Pirates, Advanced Welding and Steel, Cloninger's Marketplace, Cottonwood Community Federal Credit Union, George F. Brocky & Sons, and St. John's Hardware. Special thanks to Athletic Directors Travis Mader and Jeff Martin, and everyone here at Pirate Field for getting this game broadcast to you. Congratulations again to our Idaho Office of Highway Safety Player of the Game on IdahoSports.com. Cade Quintal, thanks again for joining us as Prairie wins at 50-44 and advances to next week's playoff game. Well, Ty, it's been a pleasure, having you on the broadcast, and I look forward to watching you next week against the Notice Pirates. It'll be a fun time, and glad you could come up and join for a good football matchup.
Yep, glad I got to help Idaho Sports out. Love what you guys do.
Absolutely. As for Ty Kemp, I'm Hayden Uhlencott. We will wish you a good afternoon.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.